Hello there!
General Knopper!
Are you okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, and welcome back to Radioactive Screen. Here we talk all things film and TV, and I'm Josh.
I'm Sam.
And we are ready
Finally
to
back,
go.
Sticking to a schedule again.
We'll see how it goes.
We've not done too bad. 2 weeks in a row.
I mean, that is good for us.
Yeah, it's very good for us, yeah.
I mean,
Remembering.
Here we are at 7:30 in the morning.
Which isn't that early, to be fair. We're up at that time every other day.
Yeah, but on a Sunday, I like my lions.
I don't know what a lion is. It's not fair.
Enough.
I don't even have kids either. I just don't know what a lion is.
A lion's probably about 9, half 9 for me.
I hate you.
Okay.
Mind you, yesterday I was in bed till 12, but I mean, that was the remnants of a beer festival.
Yeah.
And I wasn't hungover, actually.
Okay.
I was really surprised that I wasn't hungover. I was just really tired when I woke up.
You were very drunk when I saw you.
I was very drunk, yeah.
And
well, I had been drinking since 12.
Yeah. And your cousin looked like he didn't want to be out.
No, I don't think he did, no.
No, you just dragged him into Divine and he was just standing there like...
To be fair, as soon as I got into Divine, I was just like, actually, no, I'm way too drunk for this. I need some food, desperately. I had a pizza, actually, at the festival, which was really nice, when I was like, I still need more food. So I went and got myself a garlic bread.
Nice.
Ate half the garlic bread whilst watching the US Office. And then I made the very, very conscious decision, which I think was quite good for me in my drunken state, to leave half the garlic bread until the morning, because I knew I'd need it, because I didn't have any food in, and I knew I wouldn't be in that much of a good enough state to go out and hunt some food down. So I think that was pretty good for me, yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You know? Yeah. Is it weird that I noticed your cousin before I noticed you?
Probably.
I was like, I'm sure I've seen that guy once or twice. He looks a lot like Sam.
I don't think we look like... He's a lot greyer than me.
He is, but still slightly.
Don't think he listens to this, so we're all right.
Okay. How can we bring it back round?
Film, TV,
yes,
things.
So you mentioned The Office.
I did.
And we have a bit of news that kind of ties in with The Office.
We do. I did see this, yes.
Yep.
Pointless.
Yeah.
Pointless. NBC want to reboot the US Office, which as itself is a reboot of the UK Office.
That is not the news that I had.
Oh, did you not?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, NBC want to reboot the Office.
What's the point?
What is the point? I mean, the US Office isn't 10 years old, is it?
No, it finished, 2015?
Yeah. Steve Carell got it spot on when he was interviewed a couple of years ago, and it was just like, oh, The Office would not be allowed to air today.
Oh, no.
Like, as a new show. Like, the episode in the first season, Diversity Day? That'd get it banned instantly.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because people are ruining comedy. Stupid fucking people.
It's all PC now, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't like that whole, the term PC and all of that and SJW and all. Well, I kind of like it. It's funny.
You love SJW.
But, no, I don't like that they exist.
Yeah, you just like the phrase.
It's just like, you cannot censor comedy, because then it goes against everything that comedy stands for.
Not really comedy at that point.
No, it's not, is it? But that's a whole other conversation, which it's definitely too early to get into right now. But
yeah. If you want to start a joke with a man or a woman, or they are, unidentified. Wait, unidentified's not really the right word.
Unidentified. Ungendered?
Yeah.
Gender fluid?
We'll go with that.
That's one of the terms?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, we literally are killing all of our hopes of making it big right here. But, it's within context, guys. Context is important.
Unidentified.
Yeah.
Yeah. If a joke starts with that, it's never going to be funny.
Well, I don't know.
Well, there's places you could go.
A man or a woman or an unidentified walks into a bar. You try not to laugh.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so the news that I had was that NBC Universal are starting their own.
Sorry, go on.
So the news that I had was...
Goodbye, podcasting career.
Oh, no. NBC Universal are starting their own streaming service.
Right, okay.
It's called Peacock.
Oh, I did hear about this as well, yeah. Yeah, and they're going to have all 9 seasons on.
Yeah. But it means that it's going to be removed from Netflix.
It's not on Netflix anymore anyway. Well, not UK Netflix.
Well,
it's still on American Netflix.
Amazon Prime, isn't it?
But it's still on Prime.
Probably going to get removed.
It'll be... well, no, because it's not actually on Prime. It's not a Prime show.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, did they put it on now?
Yeah.
See, I'm fine anyway, because I bought them all on Prime before it was put on Prime.
Yeah, fair enough.
So they can remove it. Doesn't matter to me.
I did the exact same thing with Community.
Right, yeah. Is Community still on Netflix? Did that get removed?
No, it's on Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime now.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's hard to keep track.
I don't know why I just keep switching over, but...
Yeah. It's weird, because I was thinking recently I want to go back through all of Scrubs, and I started it last year, and then they removed it all from Prime, and then put it all back on Prime.
Yeah.
Within the space of a couple of months.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know what dictates their decision to have something as Prime, and...
I think it's like licensing rights.
Possibly, yeah. They probably get it for a certain amount of time and then they lose it, because they quite often have films that are up there on Prime and put them on my watch list, and all of a sudden I go back to actually watch them and they're like, oh, right, well, now I've got to buy it or rent it. Great.
Yeah. And then a month later it's back on.
Yeah. The
license expires and then they think, oh shit, we have to get that back again.
Yeah. Popular. We'll have to get it back on.
But yeah, if they're planning a streaming service, I don't know whether it will affect NBC shows on like Amazon Prime and stuff, actually.
I think it might do, actually. Because then they'll take Parks and Rec as well, won't they?
We don't have NBC over here.
No, we don't. Which means as well, NBC streaming service probably won't be able to get it over here.
It might be similar to like how they did Titans, because that's on Netflix.
Yes, quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Doom Patrol to come on. Because that looks quite good, actually.
That's been out in America for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And Titans Season 2's on its way.
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh, but I can't believe they're planning an Office reboot.
Yeah. I know that...
But Steve Carell was the perfect choice. When he left and James Spader came in, it just got weird.
It got weird. I've seen that people were very torn on Robert California, weren't they? I thought he was brilliant. Obviously, he was no Carell, but it was like, what I liked about it is that they didn't go, right, because I think that's what they did at first with Will Ferrell. They sort of went, okay, right, we need a kind of similar comedy style actor to come in and basically just fill the Michael Scott-shaped hole. Giggity, that's what she said. Oh, yes. But they then decided, they made the quick decision, didn't they? Like, actually, no, we'll bring in someone who is their own sort of comedy value. And I thought Robert California was brilliant.
I thought it was good, but James Spader just creeps me out. Like, every time he speaks, I'm unhinged.
Everything is sex.
Every time he speaks just weirds me out, because I think of him as Ultron. I think he was perfect in that role. I think what would have been great is if instead of actually writing a script for Ultron, they just used Robert California's dialogue. How good would that have been? Well, apart from everything is sex, I can't really remember what else he said. I like the bit where Ellie Kemper, who plays Erin, was saying that, oh no, Robert told me that he would be a ride that I wouldn't survive. And I believed him. It's the pool party episode where I think he's at his best. Oh, yeah. Trying to have an orgy or something. Yeah. Let's get naked and start swimming in the pool. I know that Jenna Fisher and Angela Kingsley, yeah. Yeah, I think it's have, I think they've started a podcast about the US office. All right, okay. So... get us on that, lads. Ladies. But unidentified. All right, yeah. Yep. Well, no, we've got to get... It is Kinsey, I was right. You never know these days. It's not Kingsley, it's Kinsey. Okay. And they have recently talked about how they wanted to get the cast together to do a special one-off episode, which would have been fantastic. Yeah, I can see that happening. I think they had quite a few of them on board as well, but I think it actually hindered on Carell, obviously, who's always going to be busy, and Krasinski, who's all of a sudden just been astronomical. Yeah. I think the conflict of his schedule was filming Jack Ryan and... probably Quiet Place 2. Quiet Place 2, yeah. Yeah, because that started production now. Yep. Yeah. Quite excited for that one, because really enjoyed the first Quiet Place. Yeah, first one was great. I'm a bit torn. I don't think it needs a second one. I don't think it does, no. I'm intrigued to see where they try and take it, because it's kind of like the whole District 9 thing, right? Remember District 9, how good that was when it came out, and then they were like, oh, they're going to do the second one, and I was like, well, I hope not.
Fucking prawns.
Yeah, like District 9 was a great film, but I don't think it needs a second one either. I think it's one of them, like, it's perfect as it is. Yeah, it doesn't. But I think A Quiet Place, you could get away with doing a sequel.
I think in the second one they're going with a different cast of characters.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Although I heard Emily Blunt might be returning.
Okay. Because I thought it was going to be more about like the origins of what actually happened.
I'm not too sure what. Yeah, I haven't seen too much about it.
Although I feel like we're getting too much context there. I feel like in the first one it was perfect because it was like, this thing's happened and now they're trying to essentially survive.
Yeah, it's all about survival.
Yeah. I think
the best way to do that is clearly to have a giant scream machine and just have a baby. Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're living in a world where we've got to be quiet. What are we going to do? Let's fucking have children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to the next bit of news. And this is a bit of a weird one. About legendary cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, we always love a bit of actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Is it actual
cannibal Shia LaBeouf? Okay. God, get it right. Get your LaBeouf knowledge right.
But he is
I think I know what this is.
But he is legendary.
Yeah, I know. He is legendary.
It is the weirdest news to come out all week, I think.
I think I know what this is, yeah. You know? Is it about naked wrestling?
Yep. So, apparently Shia LaBeouf on the set of Lawless.
Yeah. Well, this isn't news, recent news.
It is, yeah.
I know I think the detail is more recent news, but they were a bit weird on that set then too.
So the rumour was that they didn't get along on set?
Yeah, that's actually false.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they actually really got along, but apparently they were just like two hyperactive brothers on set.
Well, Shia LaBeouf explains the story, and it's clear to see that they got along and they weren't at arms with each other.
Yeah.
But basically, for the people that don't actually know, Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy wrestled naked on the set of Lawless.
Yep. There you go. Pop that in the wank bang.
So the story basically says that Shia LaBeouf was asked about the rumours of
them not getting along.
And he said, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. And to quote him, he said, "We used to wrestle all the time, and he was a big fucking person, especially then he was getting ready for Bane."
Fucking hell.
My girlfriend at the time was over at my house. We were on this balcony. We saw him and his trainer coming back from the gym, and we used to fuck each other all the time. Fuck with each other all the time.
Oh my God. How did you read that wrong?
You know what? I was reading it before you came here, and I did the same thing. I was like, they used to fuck each other. Wait, what? I feel like that should be the story. No. They used to fuck with each other all the time.
There you go.
But it just so happens this week my girlfriend was in town and he runs into the room. He picked me up and I didn't have anything on. So now I'm naked on his shoulder and we're in the hallway. We're wrestling around. Like, what?
Yeah.
Naked wrestling.
But you can just imagine those two, because Tom Hardy, let's face it, like, he's a bit of a nutcase. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And Shia LaBeouf goes without saying. Like, so you could just imagine imagine going on a night out with those two. You'd have to be very, very strong-willed to survive that night, I reckon.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I remember Tom Hardy had an interview. I don't think it was actually that long after the film was released, and they were asking about him. They had a scrap or something, didn't they? And Tom Hardy came out. I think the interview's on YouTube, and he was like, "Oh no, like, yeah, we did, but it wasn't. We don't like each other scrap. It was has essentially a bit of sparring. Like they decided they wanted to have a fight with each other, and they had a fight with each other. But it was just like, oh, we've both got the utmost respect for each other, and like we actually, before we started filming, we were right into each other, like talking about how much we each admired the other one's work. So the media got hold of it. They went, oh, what? They had a fight? Oh, they definitely hate each other, kind of thing.
Well, this quote ends basically saying that Tom Hardy ended up falling down the stairs from all the wrestling and hurt his back.
Yeah.
So for the rest of the shoot, he told everyone that Shia knocked him out. But it wasn't the case. We were having some weird cutie wrestling match.
Yeah.
It ends with.
Yeah, I heard the whole thing about Shia knocking him out as well. Yeah, they're obviously just really good mates, and they're just taking the piss.
Yeah.
Which is good to see.
I would kind of love to see that UFC fight Tom Hardy versus Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
To the theme song of Sia's Electric Heart, Elastic Heart. Because he was in that video, wasn't he? Yeah. Fucking class video. Class song. I like Sia.
Not really my kind of
Normally not my kind of music, but no, don't know what it is. Sia, she gets me. She gets me, man. She cuts me real deep.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yep. So moving on to the next bit of news.
Yep.
This is about a remake that I think is a bit pointless.
I mean, most remakes are pointless.
Well, yeah.
I think there's always, like, especially nowadays, because I think they're just running out of ideas. But, like, every remake that gets announced, you just sort of go, fucking why?
Yeah.
And to be fair, I can't actually think of many remakes that have been better. Like, I think the ones that maybe stand out the most from thinking at whatever time it is in the morning, on the top of my head, maybe Jump Street.
Yeah.
I really can't think of any others.
Not recent, anyway.
Yeah. Except the US Office.
Well,
which was, in my opinion, and I know a lot of people hate me for this, it was better than the UK Office. Don't get me wrong, I love Ricky Gervais and I love Stephen Merchant, but the US Office did it better.
I agree with that.
It's the one thing the US have done better than the UK, apart from food.
And housing.
And housing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about...
Well, no, affordable housing. The houses aren't built as well, but they're affordable. Yeah.
Yeah, so after last week's podcast, I did have a look on Rightmove at what's available in, like...
just in America.
In America and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, this house is going for like 40 or 50 grand.
Yep.
What the hell is going on?
Yep. I mean, there are houses over here that go for that much, but you'd have to move to somewhere like Doncaster or Summit.
Yeah.
And you don't want to live in Doncaster. Hi, fans from Doncaster.
We're
kidding, we don't have fans.
There's a street in Durham where you could buy the houses for like £1, but they were like so run down and stuff.
Yeah, you have to build them all up.
Of work.
There was like a 3-bedroom that I found in York for like 120 grand or something. And I was like, what's wrong with it? Show you the pictures. Literally, like, the insides are gutted and it's just literally one of the... But, like, you just have to spend 120 grand on a house that isn't livable to then pump so much more cash into it.
Yeah.
Just to make it livable. And, like, anyway, this isn't a...
I know. Should we start a real estate podcast as well?
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
Where we just talk about cheap houses for 2 hours.
Anyway, where were we?
Moving back to the news.
Yeah.
Supposedly a remake of Face Off is in development.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
What's the point?
No.
What's the point? But it goes back to the thing, like you say, remakes. The only one that's really sticking out in my head as being better than the original, other than like what you've said, is probably like Cape Fear.
Haven't seen.
Robert De Niro.
Right.
Brilliant.
Oh, was that a remake?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, I think there have been some back then.
Yeah.
Like quite a few years ago, which, you would say are better than the originals, but
yeah, like I say, like recent remakes.
Remakes, no.
Because technically Scarface is a remake.
Yeah. I didn't even think that much to Scarface anyway.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Never got the fascination behind it. Obviously Pacino's great in it, but it's a bit of a slog in it.
Fair.
Don't know, I think I'm coming to the conclusion that I don't actually like gangster films that much. Because, like, as much as I love some of the individual, and this is massively controversial, as much as I love some of the individual performances, Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, I thought Goodfellas was massively overrated as well.
I mean, I'm a massive fan of, like, gangster films.
Right, there you go. But I can't wait for The Irishman. The Irishman looks fucking mint.
It does, but I feel like it looks like lower production values for a Scorsese film.
Yeah, well, it's Netflix, isn't it?
Probably with it being on Netflix, but yeah, it just... I'm excited for it because I feel like we need a good De Niro film.
Oh, God, yeah, after his recent efforts.
Because it's been about 15, 20 years since he's been in anything half decent.
Don't remember the last thing he was in that was decent.
No.
A lot of people say Stardust, but I never saw it.
Me neither.
Meet the Fockers was crap.
I didn't mind it.
Dirty Grandpa or Bad Grandpa, whatever it was.
Oh, God, yeah. That was bad. That was bad.
I've only seen half of it, and I was like, no, I can't do it.
He's one of those actors, kind of like Bruce Willis, that started starring in like really weird, obscure stuff, like direct-to-video.
Has Bruce Willis started doing that?
Yeah.
Bruce Willis has just practically given up, hasn't he? Yeah.
I mean, apparently they're doing another Die Hard film, which... Please no.
No, it's not needed anymore. And if you are going to do one, go back to basics.
To be honest, the franchise ended after Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Die Hard 4 wasn't awful.
it just wasn't Die Hard. The whole thing about Die Hard is that he's just a cop. He's out of his depth. And then they're like, they just sort of go, no, he's like an international spy now. And you're like, well, he's not, is he? He's a cop.
That's because the original script wasn't intended to be a Die Hard film.
Mm.
They just bought the rights to it and then remolded it to include John McClane.
Yep.
Which, yeah.
And it worked. But that's what I'm saying.
It did, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, like, if they really, really wanted to, like, continue in the vein that they're going, then just go balls to the wall crazy and have John McClane as president and call it Die Hard for your country.
Yeah, I'd be on board with that. Yeah. What's the Harrison Ford film where he plays the president? Is it Clear and Present Danger?
There's been a couple. Air Force One.
Is it Air Force One?
Air Force One.
Okay, yeah.
I think he plays the president.
And Gary Oldman's the villain.
Oh, no, that is Air Force One.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah.
Does he not play the president in Clear and... I don't think... I've not seen it, so to be fair.
No, Clear and Present Danger.
Or is that... No, that's the Jack Ryan one, isn't it? Yes, it is, yeah. He's a CIA analyst, that's the one.
Was Air Force One a Tom Clancy novel?
No idea.
No
idea.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not a clue.
I should probably look it up, seeing as I have a laptop.
You have a laptop sat right there.
But it's too much effort.
Yeah, okay.
This early in the morning.
Yeah. Air Force One, great film. Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Gary Oldman's performance.
Harry Kane. I was about to say Harry Kane. What? It's because I took him out of my fantasy team and he scored yesterday.
Sports.
Anyway, Harrison Ford's performance back when he gave a damn.
Harry Kane's performance.
Kane's performance.
Yeah.
Pretty decent yesterday. Just
top notch.
Still got beat by Leicester. Disgusting. Not that I care. I'm a Newcastle fan. We're shite. Anyway.
So back to the face-off news.
Yep.
I feel like they should just do it with Nick Cage and John Travolta.
Again, yeah. But like, Face Off wouldn't work now. It wouldn't work. It was able to get away with it because it was late 90s and that was just when you could pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
And it was just, no matter what you did, it was great. But no, Face Off wouldn't work now. You can just imagine they'll go down try and be like a really serious route. And it'll be like, I don't know, Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney or something.
That wouldn't be a terrible cast, but not for a face-off film.
They were just the first two names that came to my head there. Yeah. But nah, Face-Off.
Or just do I don't know, Jai Courtney, but with Donald Sutherland.
Okay, now, I would watch that. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not going to be a serious action flick then, but I'd watch it.
Has it been confirmed or just rumoured?
Rumoured.
Good. Yeah. So we probably won't get it. So this has all been for nothing. Just a metaphor for life, really.
Still news, isn't it? All for nothing. Shit. I mean, if we're talking about rumours that might not happen, then I think all these news stories are, just can them all.
Yeah.
Because the next one is Iron Man is supposedly in the Black Widow film.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. To be fair, for the timeline, that'd make sense, but also by the fact that in Iron Man 2, you see that he's not met her before, it wouldn't make sense.
No, so it's set in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, David Harbour came out and confirmed the timeline.
Oh, I thought it was way back.
I thought it was as well, yeah. But
oh, right, well, there you go then. So it would make sense, him being in it. But, I mean, again, back to the whole, just let it lie. There's a reason you killed him off.
Yeah.
I absolutely understand that they were going to bring him back for a cameo later on down the line. I think what they might have done is they've gone, we might not get Spider-Man back now, so panic, we've got to put him in somewhere. Because I would have thought they would have put him in one of the prequels, one of the sequels to Spider-Man that we were supposed to be getting later on down the line.
Yeah, even if it was just showing up as an AI or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense considering the timeline and everything, but just, let him lie.
At least for a couple of years, to really rub in the death of the impact of his death.
Yeah, it'd have so much more impact.
In game if you had been living under a rock.
This news has come out, fair enough, but his character died last year.
Yeah. I'm
kind of well, that was pointless then. I know within the timeline it's set before that, but it's still a bit do we really have to see more Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man? I don't think so right now.
Not right now, no.
No.
Say, if not purely for the impact.
I think that's what they're going for at this point, to be fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
Very much. Have you heard the rumour that apparently Disney are now thinking of just trying to buy Spider-Man and Venom outright?
I don't blame them.
No, I don't blame them either. I hope so.
Just buy all the characters that every other company has the rights to.
Get all of Marvel back in one place.
Yeah,
Then you've got complete creative control.
Because Universal have some rights to Hulk as well, which is why they couldn't do a Hulk trilogy.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
It's like releasing rights or something like that.
Yeah.
So get that back, do a Hulk film, do a Spider-Man film, bring him back into the fold, because that Sony deal falling apart has probably put a spanner in the works for the rest of the franchise, because obviously the way that it ended with the after-credit scenes, it was setting up the future of, the MCU, I suppose.
Yep.
But now they've just gone and ruined it. But at least we have Blade.
Yeah. The whole part of the rumour is that they were like, right, yeah, so we're going to get Spider-Man, but if we're going to get him, we're also going to get Venom as well. Which is, yeah, that'd be good. Because I have a feeling they'd actually do Venom right.
Yeah. Maybe we can finally get a good Venom film.
Yep.
Although they're going ahead with Venom 2.
Yep. I always knew they would.
Yeah, even though, reviews for Venom were terrible. But
and it was terrible.
A lot of people liked it.
It was terrible. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people. I don't understand what there is to like about that film.
So, the next bit of news, and I don't know if you'll like this one or not, it's to do with the Game of Thrones prequel.
Oh, it's about the Targaryens.
Yeah. The Fire and Blood.
Don't care.
I feel like you're so, switched off with Game of Thrones at this point after season 8.
Ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Completely ruined it for me. It's to the point where, and it kind of seems like I'm a child spitting his dummies out of the pram, but I literally want to get every last bit of Game of Thrones merchandise I own and just get rid of it.
Jesus.
Because it pissed me off that much. And it's not even a case of, we had the first 6 seasons, which were some of the best bits of television ever, but it's just like, that's how bad that last season was. 7 was okay, but you could tell there was the decline in quality, but it still was good television. And that last season, I don't think there will ever be anything as disappointing. I don't think anything can match it.
You didn't watch The Last Jedi properly then?
No, I would rather watch The Last Jedi back to back for 24 hours straight than watch the last season of Game of Thrones ever again.
Okay.
That bad.
Yeah.
Disgustingly bad.
I mean, if it helps, it's probably not going to be the same showrunners, because they're busy ruining Star Wars.
Yeah, they're busy. Well, I thought they had their trilogy cancelled in the wake of Solo doing so bad.
No, it's still on the cards.
Oh, come on, Disney.
Because Rian Johnson's still got his trilogy.
Oh, God. I tell you what, Kathleen Kennedy needs sacking.
I mean, hopefully Disney have a bit more say in what goes on, because I think they gave Rian Johnson free reign with The Last Jedi, and that's why it didn't work. To be honest, why would you give free reign to a director who's only directed one thing before?
That's what I said before it came out.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried for it.
Also,
anyway.
It's $1 billion franchise. I'd want a say in that.
Yeah.
If I was Disney.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hang on, no, this storyline shit.
It is bizarre. It's bizarre why they did it. And it's, The big mistake is that they didn't have one set director all the way through. Because I don't think that was their original plan. They brought JJ in, but they knew they wanted someone else after that. And it was like, well, no, that's not going to work then, is it?
Yeah, so it was JJ, Rian Johnson, and then Colin Trevorrow was meant to be doing episode 9.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he released something at the time that was immensely popular.
Right, okay.
Safety Not Guaranteed, I think.
That's
what he did.
Never watched it.
No, I've never seen it, but it was meant to be quite good. Did well with critics and fans.
Because Rian Johnson, he'd only directed 6 things. I think a couple of them were shorts, and then it was Looper and Brick.
That seems to be the thing with Disney. They seem to be going for young directors, but unproven.
Yeah, I remember talking about it beforehand. I was like, I'm a bit worried because I'd seen Brick. It was all right. It was nothing special. It's not one of those that's going to be, remembered for years to come as proven, because I don't think hardly anyone can remember it now. But then it was Looper. That was his big one. And I was like, and Looper wasn't even that good.
I enjoyed it.
It was all right when you watch it the first time, and then you see it again, you're like, eh.
I think I've seen it a couple of times, that's about it.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it for what it was. It was a time travel film that was let's not get bogged down in time travel. Just know that Bruce Willis gets sent back in time to kill himself.
Yeah, and it was quite dull.
I feel like they kind of need to explain that a bit more, to be honest. But
yeah.
But then you go into how confusing time travel is, and
yeah, don't get me started on time travel.
Ruining your film.
But yeah, just don't know what made them think, oh yeah, he's perfect for Star Wars. And obviously, from the backlash that The Last Jedi got,
yeah,
some of it warranted, some of it unwarranted. Don't get me wrong, but like, surely then that should have been the sort of clicking in Kathleen Kennedy's head where she went, oh, actually, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, and the lukewarm reception for season 8 of Game of Thrones should have been an indicator that maybe we shouldn't get DB Weiss and D&D, whatever they're called. Yeah. David Benioff, I think it is, and DB Weiss. Yeah. Did you know as well that I can't remember which one of them it is, but one of them wrote the script for X-Men Origins Wolverine. I'd heard that. Yeah.
Like, if you actually look at their bodies of work, apart from Game of Thrones, it's really, really poor. Like, critically panned stuff. And the thing is, Game of Thrones was great whilst they had the books to go off.
Yeah,
as soon as the cut off for the books, that's when the decline in quality started. So they're not good writers.
I'd imagine that season 1 to 6 was essentially George R.R. Martin going, no, this is where it needs to go.
Yep, that was literally what it is, yeah.
And then season 7 is that when the books stopped following the books?
Season 7 was the first series where they didn't have the books to go by. They just had a general direction.
And I think they probably went,
and that's when the decline in quality started. Yeah. And the worst part is HBO offered them. They went, oh no, you don't. I think it was after season 6, they went, oh. I mean, in all fairness, they said they didn't want to do it anymore, which was fine. But then what they should have then done is then gone, well, because we're not going to be able to put 100% into this, we should leave.
Yeah, just stick to your guns someone else and say, we don't think it's going to be as good a quality. It
might have declined in quality after that, but like, at least if you brought someone else in, you would have had someone who was probably ridiculously enthusiastic to try and make it work. But yeah, because HBO said to them after...
So what you're saying is we should have just got you on board?
I would have done it fine. I would have been... amazing. Spoiler alert. I would have had the White Walkers ended up killing everyone, and the White Walkers win, because happy endings don't happen in real life. Why should they in fiction?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, because HBO said to them, I think it was after season 6, they went, yeah, no, we'll renew you for another 10 episodes, and you can have a couple, 2 or 3 more seasons to finish it off properly. And they went, no, you're all right.
I suppose they probably wanted out at the time, but yeah, just hand it off to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted out because they wanted to go concentrate on Star Wars.
Which I can understand that they'd want to do that, but don't rush what you're currently working on.
Yeah, especially if it's so popular.
Oh, yeah. Because that's why you get petitions asking people to basically...
Remake it,
yeah.
And I had the argument with a lot of people about the last season as well, and basically all I took from it is that the people who were saying that it was great were just flat out unwilling to criticise the show. And I don't get people like that. Just don't understand it. Like, yes, you love it, there's nothing wrong with loving it, but be critical.
Yeah, they refuse to see that decline in quality because of what it once was.
It's just as good, it was better than the rest of them. Well, it clearly fucking wasn't, was it, you morons? God! Anyway.
So it was David Benioff that wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Benioff, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yep. Anyway.
At least 1 to 6 was a good...
it's good while it lasted. Can't bring myself to go back and watch it ever again.
So the next bit of news might be a bit better for you. The Lord of the Rings Amazon series,
which I'm very much looking forward to, is
filming in New Zealand again.
Yay! I'm glad they're going back to New Zealand to do it as well. Like, you kind of have to. Like, yeah, that's another. They're doing all the right things so far.
Yeah.
So it's set at the Forging of the Rings,
the Second Age. Yeah. It was rumoured that it was going to focus on the young Aragorn, which I don't think they're going with at the moment.
No, they're not. No, because
that's a time jump and a half.
Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings books and films was about 80 years old.
Yeah, so I think that was the original rumour.
Yeah.
But obviously...
I had heard that, and I'm glad they didn't go down that route as well. I think, obviously, with it being... You can have some characters that were in the films, like Gandalf, potentially, Saruman... Elrond, a lot of the elves, because they do live for thousands and thousands of years. But I think they're best keeping that to a minimum. I think Ian McKellen has been confirmed to be returning, but I don't think it'll be in a big capacity.
No, probably not.
I think it'll mainly be cameos and things like that. But I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I say, mainly, characters that we haven't seen before. So, yeah, I'm very much excited for that. And they've got the budget and they've got some pretty decent writers as far as I'm aware.
I believe so, yeah. They had like a writer's room kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
It's going in production when?
I'm not too sure.
Right.
But I think it's out 2021.
That's not too bad, actually. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be a few years yet.
I think they've written all the scripts for it.
Right, okay.
So they just need to start production, really.
All right, nice.
Yeah. The next bit of news. So a few weeks back, it was rumoured that the Joker was getting a sequel because, it's Hollywood and everything has to have a sequel these days. But Todd Phillips has come out and said, we're not about world building.
Yeah.
We're about making one film at a time.
Yeah.
So we're just doing one film.
Which is absolutely right.
Thank God someone came out and said that.
Yeah, I don't think this film, obviously I haven't seen it yet, I don't think it's a film where you can set up a sequel. And to be fair, Joaquin Phoenix doesn't do sequels, does he?
He's never done a sequel in his life.
Yeah, so there you go. I saw that the other day. He stormed out of a press conference. Not press conference, but like an interview, Joaquin Phoenix, because they did the old age fucking stupid moronic question of, do you think that this is going to inspire people to go and actually commit these acts of violence?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So he was just like, nah, sod this. I'm done.
Yeah.
And too right on him as well.
My most favourite interview has to go to Tarantino, though,
yeah.
When he was on about Django Unchained, and he was just like, I'm
shutting
your butt down!
Yeah, but I can't remember, I can never remember the guy who was interviewing his name, but he's a piss poor journalist.
He's from Channel 4.
Channel 4, yeah. He's something Krishna, I think. I can't remember his name, but he's just a giant dickhead.
Yeah,
he purposefully tries to do it. Have you seen, there's a clip, and go on YouTube and find it, of him interviewing Richard Ayoade. It's brilliant. Because he just refuses to give him proper answers. Just flat out refuses.
Yeah.
Like, because he knows exactly what he's like. But I think it was basically, they did this for him and like they forced him to go on this and get interviewed.
Tour,
as a part of the press tour. And so like he just didn't give him any, like literally at the end, and he went, well, thank you for coming. He goes, oh, don't thank me. I've given you nothing. And it's an amazing interview.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, because essentially all he does is bait who is interviewing into saying something.
Did it with Robert Downey Jr. as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he was Iron Man 2 or 3, and all he kept doing was asking Robert Downey Jr. about his history with drugs. And he was just like, that's nothing to do with the film.
Yeah, what does that play into Iron Man 2, honestly?
So Downey Jr. walked out as well. Don't blame people for walking out when they're getting interviewed by him.
How is this guy still working today?
No idea. I actually don't understand how.
The amount of actors that... Oh, well, I suppose Katie Hopkins still has a job.
Yeah.
So...
I think, but like, yeah.
Some people enjoy the controversy.
They do, yeah. The world calls for it nowadays. Like, yeah. It's the different side of the extremes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You either get the extreme left or the extreme right, and that's what sells.
We are going way off topic again here.
Exactly, yeah.
So... Whilst we're still talking about DC, James Gunn's released the cast list for Suicide Squad.
Yes.
So it's coming out in August 2021.
Never thought I'd actually be able to get excited about a Suicide Squad sequel, but this cast looked pretty good. And obviously, I trust James Gunn with anything.
After Guardians,
after what he's done with Guardians and some of his other works that we've seen. Although I still haven't seen Brightburn yet.
No, I've not seen that.
But he wasn't director, he was just producer, wasn't he?
Okay. Yeah.
On Brightburn.
So the cast list for Suicide Squad is David Dastmalchian. I'm sorry if I've ruined her pronunciation. I probably have.
His who's what where?
David Dastmalchian.
Oh right, okay, yes, yeah.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Which Jai Courtney is back as Boomerang,
who was actually the best part about the first one. I don't know how, but he was. He was the one who had the most charisma.
The unexplained teddy bear was a bit weird. Joaquin Cosio? I am just going to ruin these pronunciations.
You are right, yeah.
Yep.
What did you say that one was?
Joaquin Cosio.
Right.
Nathan Fillion.
Yep.
Which, yes, I'm on board. Joel Kinnaman's back. Mailing... I can't even pronounce that.
Mailing G.
Okay.
I think the N is silent.
Okay.
I could be wrong as well.
Why do I have a massive cast that it's so hard to pronounce their names?
Jesus. Do you want me to do it?
Yes,
Flula
please.
Borg, Sean Gunn, Juan Diego Botto, Storm Reed, Pete Davidson, Taika Waititi, which, yes. Alice Braga, Steve Agee, Tinashe Kajase. You just got to say it with confidence, even if you don't know that's exactly how you... Daniela Melchior, Peter Capaldi, which is bizarre, but that probably will work.
Maybe they'll kill him off in the first 10 minutes.
Possibly. Julio Ruiz, Jennifer Holland, Viola Davis, who's obviously returning from the first one.
Amanda Waller.
Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, again, obviously returning as Harley Quinn, and Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rumoured he's playing Mary Poppins.
That'd be great.
Thanks for going through the list because that would have taken me 20 minutes.
Yep.
So it's got quite the big cast list, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's quite a few names in there I've not heard of before. It's quite a good cast list for it. I'm excited for it, even though the first one was pretty terrible.
Yep. Awful.
But I think he can bring it back.
Yeah.
The other news is that we got the poster for the Harley Quinn film.
Oh, God.
And it looks like the worst Microsoft Paint cobbled together shit I've ever seen.
It's really bad. I mean, I have no enthusiasm for that film anyway. I don't think it'll be any good. I think it's the last remnants of the crap side of DC. Where they've just been like, fans will love... I mean...
I think at this point they're like, we already announced it, so we kind of have to release it.
Yeah.
But we have Ewan McGregor as Black Mask.
Which is a stroke of genius casting. And the thing is, the casting of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is a genius stroke of casting, but unfortunately, with the first Suicide Squad, it wasn't Harley Quinn. They wrote her character totally wrong. They designed the character totally wrong. They designed it basically to get horny teenagers in to the screens. Like, that she didn't look like Harley Quinn in that film.
Well, there's a lot of different incarnations of the character.
I know there is a lot of different incarnations, but like that one was wrong.
There are a couple that are similar to that.
They're similar, but not quite.
Okay.
Similar, but like, and I don't think any of those that are similar to that are actually well thought of runs of the character in the comics. And this next one, what we've seen so far, like, it's not even a Harley Quinn costume. She's literally just got a big feathery coat on.
I think they're doubling down on the whole gangster thing.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
No.
It did not work whatsoever. So hopefully, and I know because James Gunn is a massive comic book fan, and I think he'll take it back to more of the roots.
Yeah, like a proper incarnation.
Yeah, which we've got to hope for.
That's what the DC universe is about at this point. Yeah. Just hoping that it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
At least half decent.
Yeah, get it out so we can get our bonuses.
Yeah, because the only proper great DC films, I suppose, are Wonder Woman and Shazam.
For the new universe that they tried to build.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I'd agree with that, yeah. Because the DC have had some good films. Like, they've got the best superhero film, obviously.
Dark Knight, yeah.
But, I mean, they even ruined that in the end, didn't they?
I quite like Dark Knight Rises.
I like it, but it's purely nostalgia-based. Objectively, as a film, The Dark Knight Rises is so bad. Like, ridiculously bad. And that's an interesting topic of conversation I've got to have with you, actually, which we could maybe do on a podcast, but, like, all about Christopher Nolan. And whether he's just totally lost it, which I'm a massive Nolan fan. I'm starting to think that way.
Okay.
Because Interstellar was garbage. Looked pretty. Wasn't very good.
I've seen it once, I think.
Same here, but like I just couldn't bring myself to watch it again. Dunkirk, boring as fuck. And I love World War II stuff. So boring.
It's on Amazon Prime, so I might give it a watch at some point.
Yeah, if you've got to spare like 3 hours.
It's not that long, is it?
No, but it feels like it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's a conversation for another time, but there you go. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the last bit of news.
Let's go.
Rambo, Last Blood.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, even the author of the original book doesn't care because it's come out and called it a complete mess.
Yeah. I've never seen a Rambo film in my life.
Neither have I.
I've got no interest in seeing a Rambo film either, so...
Yep, so that was the
last bit of good news.
That was the last bit of news, yeah. This week we went to go see Ad Astra at the cinema.
At the cinema, yeah.
It's got quite good reviews recently. I think I'll start off by saying my one-word review.
Okay.
Shite.
Yep.
It looks pretty.
It looks very pretty, absolutely, but it's hard to not get space to look pretty.
True, yeah. I don't understand where people are coming from saying that Brad Pitt's performance is Oscar-worthy. It was dull.
Yeah, I think you've got one of the most... It's that, age-old tale that you sometimes get with these actors. You've got one of the most charismatic and sort of chameleon-esque actors, great actors of our time, and they literally made him a charisma vacuum. Like, they shows emotion like twice in the entire film. It's he has a voiceover in it. So potential spoilers we should have probably said right at the beginning. We'll try our best not to, but like he has a monotone voiceover all the way through the film, which you have to really fight against yourself to stay awake.
Yeah, so I'd seen it with my dad, and he was like, "Well, it's probably the one bit I enjoyed."
What, the voiceover?
The voiceover.
I just nah.
He was like, well, you probably need that because it'd be fucking boring if it didn't have it.
I think it was fucking boring anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking boring with it. Well, there's just nothing really about it. I took from it is that basically they tried to do what other great sci-fi and space exploration films have done before, but just take out all the interesting bits. The most interesting part of that film is a bit where they pick up a distress call from another ship and they go aboard that ship.
Yeah.
But literally, if you took it out of the film, it makes no impact on the story.
No.
Literally zero. And that's the thing. They tease a lot of different plot points in it. Like there's a bit on the moon where they something happens and they tease this plot point
and then
just never address it again. And you think, well, that is actually way more interesting.
Well, I feel like
than the plot that we actually get.
I feel like the actual storyline, if you hear it, it sounds quite interesting, but I think on screen it just didn't work.
No, it's
a lot of it just didn't go anywhere for me.
Well, the actual storyline I took from it was just basically, he's got daddy issues.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But I know what you mean, because it's all about the quotation marks, the surge or whatever it is, isn't it?
Which essentially is just ripping off Interstellar.
Kind of, yeah. And Event Horizon. Kind of. With the... Well, no, not the surge itself, but like the distress calls.
Okay.
That they pick up. It was almost like they went, Event Horizon was really good. Let's do that, but like take out all the interesting, elements and horror elements and just make it boring.
There was a lot of things that didn't really make sense to me as well.
Yeah.
Like... I don't want to go into spoiler territory.
The whole tease about the surge and what it potentially could be, and then it just doesn't lead anywhere. No. Yeah, there was a lot of that.
It's the fact that the surge had been so hyped up, and then it was like, it just started because I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but I can't really fight it to be honest, because there are things that didn't make sense to me. But they are kind of spoilers, and I want to chat about them. So I'm going to drop the spoiler warning now.
Right, okay. There we go. So
the things that didn't make sense, essentially, when he's going through a fucking asteroid field...
Oh, yeah, he doesn't get torn to shreds.
Yep. Plus, you would hit one asteroid and then be blown right off course.
Yeah.
The fact that ship exploding basically propelled him 2 billion miles.
Yeah.
Also, when he's getting into his dad's ship from the other one, as he got out of it, it just fell into space.
Yeah.
But in space, that wouldn't happen because no gravity.
Yeah.
No gravity! What? Why? What?
It's
I know it might look good.
Didn't they come out and say, it might be the most scientifically accurate space film ever? And I was like, fucking wasn't.
Fucking isn't.
There was no scientific accuracy in it. Which, to be fair, fair enough. You don't go into a film about space exploration wanting scientific accuracy. Well, but when they ground it in reality, you kind of expect some.
Well, The Martian was kind of more science fact than science fiction, I'd say.
Yeah. But like that wasn't about space exploration. That was about a guy trying to get home.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why it worked. Whereas this, it's literally about him going to the edge of our solar system almost just to get his dad back.
Yeah. And his dad...
So, it seems as now we're talking spoiler territory, the whole surge thing, they tease it as if it's like... they'd never actually explain why the surge is happening. They just... Literally, there is a throwaway line that Tommy Lee Jones says, who's like, I've been trying to stop this. And then that's it.
I've been trying to stop it. It happened because we had a fight. What?
Yeah.
Give me more explanation.
Yeah.
Please. Like, there's no details in it. It's...
Yeah. And don't... they tease the whole thing of like, this surge, is it alien life? Have they finally actually been able to contact? And like, no, it's literally just, it's a fault in the ship. Also, how would a tiny ship all the way on the border of Neptune be able to cause catastrophes on Earth?
It wasn't just Earth though, was it?
No.
It was on the moon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, how?
Dark matter. That is not an explanation.
Yes, and the most interesting part about it is when they go across to that Norwegian research facility and there's an ape that's gotten loose.
So it's basically a Planet of the Apes film.
Yeah, and it was like, it's killing them all. Right, anyway, let's go. Yeah, it was bad. It's not worth the watch.
No.
Not at all.
I don't understand how it's got such good reviews.
No, I mean, it's because they, critics, they like their pretentious stuff, don't they? And because they explore...
Visually, it's nice.
Yeah, but again, it's hard to not get that with space.
But part of me thinks it's being artsy for artsy's sake.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going way over the top.
Yeah.
When Donald Sutherland appeared in it, I was like, holy fuck, they're doing Space Cowboys too.
Tommy Lee Jones in that as well. Yeah.
I was just expecting Clint Eastwood to just pop up.
But, yeah, it was a waste of an evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree. Although I bought some Funko Pops in Tesco beforehand, so it's not completely wasted.
I bought some well, I didn't actually buy any, no.
Because you kind of told me about the deal, and I was like, oh.
Well, buy one, get one free, you've got to.
And then the day after, I bought 4 more anyway.
You're well and truly hooked now.
You've kicked off this obsession. Why? Why do you hate me?
Don't, I love you, man.
I've got about... I must have about 25 now.
Amateur.
I know, those are rookie numbers, you got to bump them up.
Yeah.
But, I'm getting there.
Yeah. You get your collection up.
I'm getting told off every time I buy one, but who cares?
It's your money, man. Do what you want. Buy all the Funko Pops. Branch out. Start into different territory, like me. I'm all about my steelbooks at the moment. 4K steelbooks. They just announced Inception the other day. I was like, oof, yes.
Don't get me started on 4K Blu-rays. For fuck's sake. You'd expect a PS4 Pro to be able to play 4K Blu-rays, but apparently not. Apparently fucking not. So the other day I tried to watch Into the Spider-Verse because that looked fucking amazing. And disc unrecognised, and I was like, fuck! So I had to watch it in standard Blu-ray.
Peasant vision.
I know.
It's alright, should have got yourself an Xbox One.
I've got the Planet of the Apes trilogy over there. That's also 4K. So I'm going to buy an Xbox. Is the moral of that story.
I mean, there is a PS4 that does do 4K, but I don't know. There is.
What, 4K Blu-rays?
Yep. I don't know which one it is, though, but there is a PS4 that does do the 4K Blu-rays.
Why did they not sell me that one? Damn it, Sony!
Didn't you already have it?
Have what?
The PS4.
Well, I
thought you didn't buy that specifically for 4K, did you? You should have looked at it to make sure. It's your own... no, it's your own fault. It's your own fault.
I'm not helping myself with this story. So, I had one of the original PS4s.
Yeah.
And it was like a week after we'd moved into this house and stuff. And I tried to turn it on, and nothing was coming through to the screen. But when it's a HDMI issue, on the screen it'll display like a countdown, but it wasn't. So I was like, oh, well, it must be like the PS4. So that day, I went out and bought a PS4 Pro, because I was like, I can't go without playing Days Gone, And plugged it in using the existing HDMI cable, and it didn't work. And I was like, oh, shit. My bad. Turns out I spent 300 quid when I could have only spent like a $5
on a new HDMI.
Yep. But now I've got a PS4 in the bedroom, so...
Yeah. Well...
Yeah.
I think that's... Josh is an idiot. And that's the best way to end this podcast.
Much, yeah. And I couldn't return the PS4 Pro because I got it on a gift card. Because with my work, we get, like, discounts.
Right, okay.
but you have to get it on a gift card, which is non-refundable.
Right, okay.
So I was like, well, I can't take it back now. At least I've got 4K gaming.
Just not 4K Blu-rays.
Yeah. So I'm going to buy an Xbox at some point, and then I can finally join the 4K Blu-ray.
It's a good life. It's a good life. Right, well, I have been Sam.
And I have been Josh.
And it's been the Radioactive Screen podcast. Go do all of us the following and the subscribing and all that jargon. You know what to do, guys. Come on. And we'll see you next time.
Love you all.
Yes, we do.
Bye.
Tenderly. Wait, bye!